It's story time, ladies and gentlemen. Get comfortable, because I've got some treats for you. No, but seriously, I'm going to do some of your questions. I put up a little story on the Instagram a few weeks ago, and you sent me some sick questions, and I think it's time I answered some of them, so I'm going to do just that. It's a bit chilly in this house, so I've got to wear a hoodie until the heating warms the place up a bit, and I've got my hair pillows down by my neck, keep me warm and toasty in this cold winter. Well, it's autumn now, actually, not winter yet, but I'm assuming winter's going to get disgustingly cold, because summer was pretty crap. UK, we just have the same weather all year round. It just gets 10 degrees cooler in the winter with the same weather. Anyway, you sent me some sick questions, so I'm going to answer a few of them, sort of in order of how they were sent to me, but mostly just at random. Okay, this is from Lou_Reaper_tattoo. And he said, what was the inspiration to make you want to specialise in dark gothic kinds of art styles? Man, what was the inspiration? Just what I'm into, man. Like the games, like the Souls games, the films, Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, and I just love dark fantasy. But I think all of that really stemmed from my interest in like old folklore, myths and legends, especially from across Europe, mainly, is what I've read about the most. But from all ends of the world, like the Japanese folklore is amazing, Chinese folklore, even Aboriginal folklore and like Native American folklore. There's so many stories and myths around the world, and I like to think that they're not just made up stories, that these people saw something that made them feel like this stuff was real. Like they saw something they couldn't explain, and they wrote it down. And I mean, what stands the test of time better? A quick note about some object they saw, or some creature, or a story. A real good story. Stories last. Stories are told for centuries and centuries. If it's a good story and it keeps, it will last a lifetime and then some. So it's all really stemmed from that. I remember saying this on Alex Lloyd's podcast. I said that I like to do tattoos. When I'm designing tattoos, I like them to look like they have a backstory. That was what I meant by that. Like, I like you to, if I could make up a story for every tattoo, I would, because that would be great. Imagine that you could show someone and then tell them a tale about that tattoo, and then they're like, what? And you go, that's why I got it. And then they go home and they tell a friend, and then all of a sudden this story is circulating, this old story that you just made up. I used to write, I still do in Christmas cards, write like once you'd have like the Merry Christmas, you prick, and then on the other side would be a story. It'll be always something silly and like a bit funny and random, but I just love writing little stories. And I want to write, I need to stick at something, man. I want to write a story. I'd love to write a good story. Even if it's like a kid's story to start with, something short and sweet. I think that'd be cool as fuck. Next question. JRH Masters 87 said, how do you deal with times where the design is not just not going how you planned or pictured it? It's a good question. I think when you're drawing a tattoo, you're drawing it on a flat surface. As soon as you put it on the skin and it starts warping on the body, it changes automatically. And you know, I have it a lot with faces sometimes. I mean, the best thing you can do, or the thing I do, is just carry on, tattoo it how you've drawn it. What else can you do, man? You can't peel it off and start again. I mean, just scrape that bit of skin off. Just grow it back, come back, and I'll do it again for you. No, you do it, because if you start trying to fix it mid-tattoo, it's going to end terribly. So just do it. It will sometimes warp, and it will look a bit odd when people move around. But hopefully, when you first put that stencil on, you put it on in a position of a natural position where, like, when they're standing naturally, as I usually tell my customers, stand like you're waiting for a bus, right? you're standing naturally. Now, actually, that doesn't make sense because people look at their phones. Hold your phone up and then let me put a stencil on. Nah, I mean, like, just stand with your arms down and free. You know what I'm talking about. If you get people to stand like that, then as long as the tattoo looks best in its natural position, then you're fine. And in regards to shading and details and stuff like that, that's why I usually try and shade a sketch before a tattoo, because then I've got reference of exactly how I want it to be. Made.by.joey. Tattoo myths. Does ink protect your skin from the sun? Are tattoo pain charts accurate, etc.? No and no. Basically, your skin doesn't. Tattoos don't protect your skin from the sun. You're going to get sunburnt and still get fucking skin cancer if you're not careful. And tattoo pain charts, nah, man. Like, everyone's different. My worst place was there on the ditch. I didn't mind it in there. I thought that was all right, and I hated it on the forearm. Most people were like, yeah, that's fine. That's horrible. So I think everyone's different, man. Eric Dino. Planning on doing any more guest spots? When will you be coming to United States? Soon, man. I want to come over. I'd love to come over there and do a little guest spot. But I've got 2 kids, man, so it's a lot of planning. I've got to make sure I've got the time to do it. And I will do it hopefully next year. That was my idea. Me and my girlfriend want to do a little trip around the Boston, Maine, Vermont area up the northeast at the end of next year. So maybe I'll tie it in with that. Who knows? Keep your eye on my socials, and you'll get the alerts there. It'd be good to see you again as well, man. I remember tattooing you a few times now. Neatless. I can't find a style I want to commit to. I worry I'll not get the customers to pay the bills. Right, this is a tough one. Yeah, if you're starting out, there's 2 routes you can go down. You can either take on everything, because it's a job, I understand, and it's all learning. And I think that's what most people, actually, everyone should do that at the start. Let's start again. Everyone should do that at the start. It's good practice. You start making money, and you start building connections with people who might eventually come back and get other tattoos from you, yeah? Now, after a while, you start getting busy, you start getting regulars, you start getting booked up. Do you then start turning people away and just trying to take on what you want to do? No. I don't think that's what you should do. What you should do, if you want to go down the route of finding a style, when you do find something you like, is that make that the only thing you post on your, let's say, your Instagram or whatever you use as your socials online to get your customers. So if you decide you want to do trad or neo trad or Jap or whatever, just post drawings of that and the tattoos you do in that style, and then slowly you'll start just getting that stuff in. It will take a while, but I think that's probably the best way to do it. Might not be the best way, but that's the way that works for me. As in actually finding a style. What was you drawing before you tattooed? You must have been drawing in a certain way before you tattooed. I mean, your style will adapt over the years, but a good starting point is whatever comes natural to you. That's your style. My style when I first started drawing, you know, I'll make a video on this. I will bring out my old artwork and talk about that shit. But my style was really graphic, and I was very influenced by the artwork of like Metal Gear Solid. You know, was it Hideo Kojima? I don't know if he did the artwork, but the artwork from Metal Gear Solid was like really cool, and I loved really technical drawings. It looked like if you mixed Metal Gear Solid with Where's Wally. Yeah, cool. So yeah, just go with your heart, man. Whatever you was drawing like before you tattooed, bring that back into the tattoos. Bobby Davis 101. Is it ever too late to become a tattoo apprentice? Look. Stop doubting your ages, people. You could be a tattoo apprentice whenever the fuck you want to be a tattoo apprentice. I know some tattooists who are like sick artists after a year. You know, if you've got your drawing down and you're confident drawing, once you've mastered the technical side of tattoo machines, stuff like that, if you already got the drawing down, you're onto a winner. Just try. Like, look, don't go into tattooing if you can't draw. Any age. Learn to draw first. Get down on that pen and paper and fucking practice. Practice, fucking practice. You know? And then, yeah, go for an apprenticeship. You're never too old. Ever! Ever! Never too old. You're never too old. Come on, Bobby. That's all for today. Thank you for your questions, people. All the love and thunder from me. And, yeah, get in my face. That's it. I hope some of the questions helped the people asked and anyone listening. Share away, add more questions down below. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment, whatever the fuck you want to do to help support the page. I appreciate it. You got any ideas for any videos, you can always DM me. And yeah, join my Patreon if you want to show that extra bit of love, or buy something from my store, or buy me a coffee. And I'll see you on the flip-flop. Good evening.